One of the conditions that is required, the acceptance. So if one of them did not accept, the marriage contract is okay, providing they approve. What do we mean by acceptance? That the boy accepts the marriage. Sometimes you go and work in Canada or in America, you come back home for vacation, and the father says, Alhamdulillah, I got you married last year to so-and-so. What kind of a gift is this? Khalas, she's your wife, take her. No, I did not give you the power of attorney. And I don't accept her marriage. The marriage then is void. Likewise, it happens with the girls a lot. So the father says to his daughter, I gave you in marriage to our neighbor so-and-so. Can the father do this? No. The approval of the girl is essential. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ said that the virgin is to be ordered, and the non-virgin is to be requested and asked. And the companions asked more, and the Prophet said the virgin acceptance is when she does not comment. And scholars say that the majority of virgins and young girls, when their fathers say, Wallahi, so-and-so proposed to marry you. So what do you think? Usually, a virgin who's young and shy and bashful would look down and smile. Nowadays, how much does he earn? How does he look? No, I have to know. Does he have a car? Does he play sports? Does he enjoy traveling? I want one. A lot of the virgins are like this nowadays. They're so outcoming and they ask questions that make the father blush. Allah, daughter, I don't know. I can't answer these questions. So, the Prophet was talking about the norm, where such girls are usually bashful and shy, and they don't comment. So that is why scholars say their acceptance is by not saying anything. This is approval. But if she starts to cry, she doesn't say anything, and she cries and cries and cries, is this acceptance? No. The scholars say you have to look. If there's something wrong in what she is doing, then definitely I will not pressure her. But she has to approve of it. And that is why at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, a woman came to the Prophet and said, O Prophet of Allah, my father gave me in marriage to his cousin or to his nephew, so that he would elevate any humiliation, because his nephew is blood and no one is giving him in marriage, so he forced me to marry him. The Prophet said, ﷺ, he has no right to do that, and you can, if you wish, reject the marriage. It's void. To that extent. The woman said, no, I accept the marriage, O Prophet of Allah, but I wanted my sisters to know their rights. This is your right. Now, the girls, so many times, I've mentioned this yesterday and I mention it today again. So many times, they are forced. If the father does not fear Allah Azza wa Jal, he insists and he's angry and he shouts, he may beat her. You have to marry this one. Man, I've committed myself and I will not accept no for an answer. You have to, it's a must. And she says, I'm forced. No, you're not forced. Don't destroy your life. Do not obey your father. But this is a form of worship. I'm getting closer to Allah if I obey my father, not in this. If your father tells you sweep the floor, sweep the floor. A form of worship. If he tells you do the dishes, do the dishes. If he tells you don't go to school, do not go to school. You have to obey him. If he tells you marry someone you do not want, do not marry him. You will be destroying your life. Now, this is a very sensitive question. Who among the sisters now is married against their will? MashaAllah. That's good. Or they're lying. But inshallah, no. Nowadays, alhamdulillah, people are more educated. They have more fear of Allah. It's very rare. It may be found in Saudi Arabia in villages, in tribes that live in the desert. Where would the girl go? No other alternative. But nowadays, alhamdulillah, people are more educated, they fear Allah more. So, alhamdulillah. However, this does not mean all forced marriages are bad. Because even if she was forced, the father knows what's best for her. And after a year or two, she says, Jazakallah khair, father, for such a man. This happens. Same happened with Aisha. She was married to the Prophet when she was, alayhi salam, 6 years of age. And the marriage was consummated when she was 9. Did she complain? She was blessed with such a marriage because it was the right choice.